It's been a while since the last time we've had a really stupid event, but that lucky streak couldn't last forever. So from the geniuses, that brought us, well, spiky-eared Pichu, need I say more? From these geniuses comes Light Metal Double-Edge Metagross. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, I might have, but in case I haven't, here's the deal. Light Metal on Metagross does absolutely nothing. If it gets hit by a Grass Knot or Low Kick, it's going to take the exact same amount of damage as without Light Metal. And if it gets hit by Heat Crash or Heavy Slam, same thing. Light Metal won't make a difference. It's like the most fundamentally useless ability they could give Metagross, aside from something like Normalize or Truant or Slow Start. But other than that, it's an ability that does nothing for it. So, were they really thinking when they gave it that? Now, I know that this ability was already available through, I think it was the Dream World, though I'm not really sure. Whereas this one is going to come from the Global Link as well, but you gotta participate in some tournament or another. So, yeah, it's just as stupid as the first time they released it. But wait! There's more! It has Double Edge on top of that! So, how could you say no to that? Light Metal Double Edge Metagross? And, of course, I'm gonna come back to that later, but needless to say, that was sarcasm, in case you didn't get it yet. So, those kids here are arguing over the legend of Landorus, and yeah, the Pokemon that brings thunderstorms is a different Pokemon. It's Thundurus, though it may also be referring to Tornadus. But yeah, they're giving us some background info as to what the Genie Trio does and how Landorus punished Tornadus and Thundurus for causing storms all over the place and stuff like that. So the people built a small shrine to honor Landorus here. And of course, it looks a bit like the shrine for Celebi in the Ilex Forest. Johto confirmed! But, yeah, this is where you're supposed to bring Tornadus and Thundurus if you want to get Landorus. So, okay, what else can I say? This is where I'd put my Tornadus! If I had one! But, yeah, this is basically how it works. You gotta trade a Tornadus from Black in order to get Landorus to appear. And, of course, I can't do that, so instead I'm just going to ignore the shrine and move on, because there are still a few more things to grab in there. But, yeah, as I was about to say, why the fuck would you want to use Double Edge on Metagross? Now, Double Edge, has been legal on Metagross for a long time, but only with Clear Body, which is unquestionably the superior ability, even though it doesn't do all that much. But, yeah, Double Edge was a move tutor in Fire Red and Leaf Green, and I think in Emerald as well, but it hasn't obtained Double Edge in any other ways since. So, I guess, I don't know what they were going with it, but all I know is it's a crappy event, and I wouldn't even consider that a trophy, you know, that Metagross. So, I got the Trick Room TM, which is the last treasure to obtain in this place. So I'm going to fly right back to the White Forest, since there's nothing else to do in this area, and we're already done with Route 14, so we can head straight there instead of going back there by foot through the water and the tall grass and everything. And, okay, I've already talked to this guy, so I'm gonna heal my team really quick, because, well, it's been a while since I've done so it definitely won't hurt, especially considering what is coming right up. So, I'm going to go with Lilligant in the lead, because, I haven't been using a whole lot lately. I've been neglecting it rather. Of course, I got a whole bunch of rare candies that I'm going to be using when the time comes to fight the super bosses. so I guess it's not as important as it could be, since I can just give Lilligant a few more rare candies if I really need to. But yeah, there are a few NPCs here, but they aren't bound to any Pokemon. They will always be there no matter what. So yeah, don't get your hopes up. That still doesn't mean that there's anything. This house is also there, no matter how much time you spend not coming here. So, there are a lot of people in there, and there are 2 trainers who are going to want to challenge you in triple battles or rotation battles if you are playing black. And there are a few other people who are talking about berries, which I don't have because the only ways of getting berries in this game are by stealing them from wild Pokemon or importing them from the Dream World. So, the forest apparently speaks French. I didn't know that. And which Pokemon live in this forest exactly? Yeah, there haven't been any Pokemon recently, and the forest is forlorn. So I'm gonna get into this guy's role in a little bit, because there is something that you can do with him if there are any Pokemon that can appear in the White Forest. So, these 2 trainers, as I said, want to fight in triple battles, which I'm not very good at, and since their levels are rather high, they're using pretty good Pokemon as well. And this should be good for a laugh or 2, so I'm going to go with Petal Dance here, Crunch on, I'm going to go with Cofagrigus, and U-Turn on Ryu-Nicholas. Oh, crap! That's not good. Please hit Scrap. Nope. If it hits Crafty, it would have been alright, but now, you don't need to be Einstein to figure out where that Focus Punch is going, unless the AI does another one of its patented "why did you do that" move. At least Tyranitar has the time to level up before dying a horrible, horrible death. But seriously, this is why I don't play triples. Or is it that things like this happen because I don't play triples? It's sort of a vicious cycle. I do mistakes like this because I don't play triples, and I don't play triples because I do mistakes like this. And I'm talking about the mistake I just did, and Tyranitar is still alive for the time being. That's how quirky triple battles are. Here we go. For a second there, I was thinking the camera was going towards Lilligant, but it would have been the most hilarious thing ever. But this AI is a bit smarter than that. I don't know. I must have gotten, like, tunnel vision from seeing, Cofagrigus and Ryu-Nicholas, both of which, Tyranitar could annihilate, but, I didn't really remember that. Well, not that I didn't remember, or even notice, for that matter, and this time it's not gonna work because it's the only valid target for Petal Dance. But yeah, it's not that I didn't notice it. It's just, at least in doubles, I can sort of pick up on stuff like that. But in triples, there are so many combinations and shit, and you can potentially get utterly destroyed by one wrong move. And sometimes there are catch-22s where you have no choice but to die horrible, horrible death. Yeah, this is why I'm no good at triples. I'm just going to heal my Pokemon real quick because I would still like my Tyranitar to get a bit of experience in the second triple battle. And something that I should also do while I'm here is swap out my Panpour for my Timber, because I'm going to be needing strength in Route 15, which is coming right up after I'm done with the White Forest, so I'm just gonna do this. One thing that I've noticed is that, it's right over there. But yeah, one thing that I've noticed is that people seem to like triples a lot more than rotation battles, whereas for me, it's sort of the opposite. I mean, of course I'm not a big fan of rotations either, but I find the concept a bit, intriguing. Too bad there's not going to be much in the way of demonstrating rotation battles in this LP, because there's only one in one of the toll booths in near the Marvelous Bridge. So that's the only one in the entire game. Of course, it's a lot more balanced in Black and White too, but White has only triple battles aside from that one fight. and Black has only rotation battles aside from that one fight. And, you know what? I am not keeping my Lilligant in there. It's facing a Chandelure, and even something like Incinerate from Chandelure could probably come pretty close to killing it, so I am not going to take any chances. I'm just going to send out my Lotic to absorb the incoming fire attack, and yeah, Cinccino uses Helping Hand on top of that, and way to not focus on the Pokemon that are fighting right now. So, you know, Mienshao is hitting Vanillux, and then the camera pans away from them while the HP is going down. So, the camera work in triple battles could definitely use a little work. So, of course, Chandelure is going to go down, and that is probably going to be it as soon as the next turn comes up, because, come on, these three against a single Cinccino. What hope does that thing have? It is so dead. So, that was just about everything that the White Forest could offer. If you don't hurry up and finish the game, these two triple battles, or once again, rotation battles, if you're playing Black, but then it's the Black City, not the White Forest. So, we're going to be heading out to Route 15 as soon as we're done reading the text in this house. Route 15 is sort of a mountainous area that has the building where you can transfer Pokemon from Generation 4. I'm going to talk about that when I get there, though, because I just wanted to say... okay, sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button. I was sort of freaking out that it froze, and I think this happened earlier in the LP as well, where I just pressed the wrong button and it paused the emulator, even though, you know, this is not the button that I use for pausing the emulator. There are like two of them. I don't know why, but that's just the way it works. But, yeah, so something that I wanted to say about this, Light Metal Double-Edge Metagross event. You know, it's funny just how many events are for Pokemon that, you know, can get that they desperately want you to use them. Like, for example, Pikachu always gets a freaking crap ton of events, always invariably useless, and then Victini also gets a ton of events, but then it turns out to be moves that Victini might want to use. I mean, the funny thing is that even though it's gotten Blue Flare through an event, Special Victini isn't really all that much more popular. Of course, it's still novelty, but at least it's viable novelty now, at least when compared to the power of V-Create. So you got Pokemon that got so many events, and then you got some that get one in like a million years, and then it turns out to be an event that they don't need, that they don't want. I wonder who's in charge of making these things up. Is it like one single person who picks a dartboard, throws a dart, and oh, we're going to be getting Light Metal Metagross with Double Edge today. So yeah, this is one of gaming's greatest mysteries, right up there with why hasn't Dr. Wily ever invented a Spike Floor Man. And so, this concludes yet another part of Let's Play Pokemon White. Next time, I'm going to come back on a subject that I have talked a lot about in the past, namely the luck factor in Pokemon. But I'm going to tackle an aspect of it that I don't think that I've ever mentioned before. And screw what I said about getting berries in this game. Pokemon Rangers can also give you some if you defeat them. Alright, see you next time.